I'll show you the basics of choux paste dough and then turn that into delicate crullers dusted with icing sugar. But first we have to start with the basic choux paste itself. I'm adding 3/4 of a cup of water and then 3/4 of a cup of milk to that, and 5 ounces of butter. I'll turn the heat on medium-high. The last 2 ingredients to add to the pot is just 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So in goes the sugar and salt. And while this is coming up to a full simmer, I'll sift 1 2/3 cup of flour. It's an important step to actually pre-sift your flour into a bowl because it has to be added all at once. And then keep stirring until it cleans the side of the bowl. You gotta work it. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to really cook out the flour. There we go. So this big glob of dough goes into the mixer, but now I'm just gonna mix it for a moment just to cool it down before I add the critical ingredient, the eggs. There we go. It's still quite warm to the touch, and I'm gonna start by adding 2 out of the 5 eggs all at once. It's gonna be a real mess, but that is what it's supposed to look like. The eggs are the critical ingredient in making a fluffy choux paste dough. And there we go. Stretchy and flexible, but we're gonna start with those crullers. This is not a dough that you can make ahead, pop in the fridge, and then use later. You actually have to work with it right after you've made it. And most choux paste recipes call for it being filled in a piping bag. I've got a star tip here with a little piece of parchment. I hold it in place, and I just pipe a donut shape. Just modest size will do, plus they expand as they cook. I'll bring these over. A couple of quick tips. Whenever you're frying with oil, you want to use a good, clean, fresh vegetable oil, like canola oil or sunflower oil. And you only need to fill the pot maybe to an inch and a half. Use a candy thermometer and heat your oil to 350. Then you want to have tools on hand so you don't come in contact or near the oil. I have this little strainer, sometimes called a spider, and I'm gonna dip it in the oil. That way the cruller won't stick to the strainer. And then peel it off the paper and drop it in. And they take about 5 minutes to cook, 2.5 minutes on each side. And I have a tray ready. Oh, you can see how these have just doubled in size. So with a gentle flip, using your 2 tools, and just another 2 minutes to brown the other side. You can tell when your crullers are done, of course by the golden color, but also the sort of bubbling around the outside of each cruller really slows down. Oh, they smell so good. The final touch, a lovely dusting of icing sugar. And then when you tear in, you can see it's just so light and airy. And that is the magic of a good choux paste.